Let me tell you about myself. I'm not a very young lady, and apparently I'm weird. For example, I don't want a serious relationship, I don't want kids, and I don't want to get married. I also get scared when I feel loved or fall in love with me. I don't want that at all. Usually women want to get married, and I don't. Maybe I'm afraid of responsibility? In addition, I am heavy in communication. I can be rude and can nag a person for small things if I communicate with someone. If there is no sympathy, I want to stay away from such a guy. Something is wrong with him if he wants to communicate with me. After all, there is a lot of walking cheerful, bright, and kind girls, and he was interested in me. In my youth was quite a trouble. I could naturally run away in a situation of recognition. Now I control myself. Although I am pleased, of course. But it's incomprehensible. And I'm very embarrassed. I have a lot of problems with my legs and spine. I've been depressed since I was a kid, which is noticeable, and I have strange judgments. I fell in love a lot, but I didn't think I'd reward myself by getting hitched to a guy. It was also scary to show sympathy. What if he said yes? It's such a responsibility. And so much dancing we'll have to do to make a cheerful face so that he was not bored. You have to invite, wear something, to travel, call, care, to pretend to be a fairy. What if they ask you to marry? It's a nightmare. It's forever. And if it's not forever, why get married? But loving myself has always seemed safer than knowing that I'm in love. When I imagine the development of relationships, I think about the endless investments that we'll have to do to keep the interest of a man. And there is no energy and little spontaneity, so I don't even want to start. I am used to my 35 years to live alone. I love my work in the cemetery. I love my spiders, cats, and picked ferret, which came to me from the neighbors, but people like not very much. Yes, and I do not have the strength to take care of a person. By the way, as for animals, they often become an obstacle to personal life. If a woman has a lot of animals, she can protect them from the appearance in the house of someone to whom these animals can interfere. If a guy first showed interest and then abruptly realized with whom he contacted and how here with me problematic and ran away. But when I got close to me and then distanced, I suffered like a normal person. So I don't want to take unnecessary risks. And I don't want to get serious. And I'm afraid of strong emotions for me, and I'm afraid. If it comes to serious, I'm scared. I can't figure out what's wrong with me. Before meeting another admirer, I broke up with a guy, which I for 2 months of relationship to death bored me. He wouldn't get off my back, calling me all the time, jealous, and looking at my phone. But for a while I had to take care of him, calm his mom on the phone, and make gluten-free dinners. Amazingly, in gratitude, he bought me a car. He had a popular blog and a good music band. He's good. Interesting, it was a shame when he wasn't well, but I was tired a lot. And he got too attached. When he confessed his love to me, I shook with fear for a couple days and dropped his calls even though I liked him. It's irrational. It's always like that. I'm scared when I'm loved. Then I appreciated that I liked him too and forced myself to pick up the phone. And lo and behold, we met Vito at a common hangout. He's a handsome guy, tall, charming. Came to our town and came to congratulate a mutual friend on her birthday. During the celebration, he came up to me and said he liked me. He liked the way I sing. And I sing to 3 chords on the guitar. All the others sang better. He probably lied, and that's why he got suspicious right away. It turned out he wanted to study in our city and he needed to find a place to live. And all my buddies knew I had an empty room. But they didn't mention my animals. Yeah, and I thought that's why I became a singer all of a sudden. Well, I think, handsome, you're gonna lose your place. It's not nice to manipulate a lonely old lady when you're so handsome. At the end of the evening, Vito heard that I had one rare book. He asked me to give it to him to read and took my contacts. The next day he wrote to me and invited me to a cafe. I declined. Asked if I would give the book. I said I could give it to a mutual acquaintance. He said that he would like to discuss the book with me, that he was interested in my opinion, so it would be more pleasant to read. Wrote in a week whether it is still possible to take the book. I brought the book to a friend a long time ago, but she forgot to give it to me. He said he'd take it, thank you. And also said that he has 2 tickets to the theater is burning and would I like to go tomorrow, very helpful, because the ticket is a pity. It turned out to be a performance, which I wanted to go to, but never had time to buy a ticket. I came to the theater, the money for the ticket barely shoved him. I had to shove it in his backpack. When he turned away, he did not take it. After the performance, he said in conversation that he was staying with a mutual friend, free of charge, for 6 months at least. And that his apartment, which his parents had bought, would be ready soon. And here I was surprised. The mind doesn't need an apartment. What then? Did you like him? No, seriously. The guy is handsome, long hair, very cool, really. I've never been invited to the theater or anywhere else. Anyway, we started dating. He even liked my ferret and my cats. My family liked him. And one day he called me by a different name. I was surprised. Before that, he seemed to me like a fool who was wasting his time in the swamp. Something must be wrong with him. I thought maybe he was sick. Or maybe other people didn't want him for some reason. And that's why I didn't appreciate him. And then I had a real epiphany. He has alternatives. No, I wasn't a bad person when we were dating. I tried really hard to be good. I cared, listened carefully to buy the right gift, always tried to pay for groceries in half. Although he did not take money, twice missed important events to go with him to his parents for the holidays. Meeting his parents was terribly scary and awkward. This is normal for normal, without neuroses, normal, but for me it is a titanic labor. I cooked his favorite food from my arsenal, conducted excursions around the city, played a normal person, and even had some excitement from the fact that I succeeded, although I like more than anything in the world to sit at home and read alone. I tried to smile, but I didn't feel happy. There was more of a tiredness from socializing. I still have my life, my books, my ferret, my cats. I don't really understand yet how to love another based on myself and how to invest easily without getting out of my skin. He was very kind to me. Since he worked remotely, he often got out to see me, invited me to different cool places, gave me nice gifts, took care of my animals, and when I was sick, never left my side. Even too kind. I couldn't dream of such a thing. But I was embarrassed by his attention. We talked to him. Why did he give me a different name? Turns out there's a girl in his hometown, and it's like they broke up or not. And he's in love with both of them now. He said he wants to be with me, but he can't stop talking to her and thinking about her yet. She asks him to come back, and he chose me, but it's hard for him to forget her at once and cut off correspondence. I tried to joke, said that I need his head whole, as the ancient Celts the head of the enemy, where according to the beliefs was the soul. The case was at my place. I asked him to leave. He smacked the ferret on the top of his head, smacked me on the cheek, left his keys, took mine from his apartment, and left. And after that conversation, I felt sick. He just walked out. Ah, and I had worked so hard for the relationship. It just didn't show. I broke up with Vito. He texted me for 3 months, asking me to meet up and talk. I said no, and he wrote that he loved me. Vito came to me 3 days later without calling me. He brought me pet treats, blue roses, a cheap ring, and a bottle of whiskey. And from the doorstep said that he finally broke up with his ex, that he does not care about her, that he wants to marry me and wants our children. Said that this ring is an engagement ring and will buy me an engagement ring with a black stone later. He said it with such a radiant look. I was very surprised. Started backing comically into the kitchen, waving the whiskey and the bouquet. And Vito walked towards me with a confident stride. I'm scared that I'll always be unfree. And I told him that I'm not ready, that I can't. He asked me how much time I needed to think about it. And I was scared again that he'd wait and I wouldn't be ready to take that step. And I said I didn't want to mess with anybody's head and I didn't want to take him anymore either. I wanted Vito to go away. We sat, drank whiskey, I smoked like a locomotive, talked some nonsense about philosophy, about loneliness, that we should not give birth because we would all die, and Vito was more silent, and just as silently he left. But after the conversation I was calm, easy, then covered, then again became calm, as if I was waiting in my pit of a strong storm. And I was ashamed in front of Vito. It made me want to go to hell. A man tried, broke up with his ex, made such a step with a proposal, wanted a relationship with me, and I'm so strange. But now I think I love Vito, and I guess I still haven't realized what I've done.